There we go. Okay. I think we're all good, everybody. Let me move some stuff around here on my part. And I think, yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing okay. A lot of stuff's been happening over the past few days, as you guys know. FTX Fallout is still going on. Actually, let me go over here to face. Yeah, there we go. A lot of stuff is still going on here right now, guys. Loki is all over the place right now, so you guys may see him in a few seconds hopping over my shoulder. But happy to see all of you guys and me back. I've been kind of busy the last few days, just being exhausted from work and then just, stir crazy from not going out. So I went outside a lot today. So a lot of fun stuff happening. If you guys care about Twitter, it looks like Twitter shut down for a little bit as far as like the main office building. That'll be interesting. I think Elon is trying to literally cause turnover so he can purge some of the old employees that he doesn't think are going to be as like they're not going to meet his productivity expectations, like his engineers at SpaceX and what may be going on in other companies like Tesla. But as far as this FTX fallout here, let me give Loki a treat. Loki says hello, everybody. As far as this FTX drama going on, the contagion is still happening at this point. You're still seeing companies kind of drop like flies. You're seeing BlockFi still having some issues right now, and you know, I want to say it's going to get better before it gets worse, but I do think that we're still in a bearish formation for a while here. Short term, we actually have a pretty good opportunity to bounce, which you're already seeing this now, but I was going to go live earlier. But so that's one thing I think is pretty nice. Short term, we have an opportunity to have a bounce here with the 4-hour golden cross, and I'll show you guys that here in a second. But yeah, we're just going to talk about a lot of different news here today, more than just Bitcoin, Twitter news, FTX news, what's been going on out there, and my oh my, it's just kind of a shit show as normal over the past week, right? But okay, everybody. Oh, just before we get started here, I am continuing to make a lot of tutorials. I have two. I have one coming out tomorrow, one coming out the next day. I'll put out a Twitter post later on this week. And if you guys want me to do anything like, make a tutorial for something very simple or even something a bit more complex, let me know and I'll make a video on it. I'm kind of just doing whatever I feel like as far as tutorials right now while I'm kind of building off this separate course on the side here, which I think is going to be very, very nice. But yeah, I mean, we have an opportunity here I have an opportunity to kind of bust out content right now. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm doing one video a day. And you guys know how YouTube works, and I'll just put on the chart here because Bitcoin's doing a little bit of a pop here. YouTube will only allow me 3 notifications in a 24-hour time. Sorry about that, 24-hour period. So basically, I can only have one for the stream, one for the tutorial video, and then I'm going to leave that last one kind of vacant in the 24-hour period just in case some emergency has to come up and I have to stream twice in one day. So you're not going to see any notifications for shorts from now on. You guys will just see them, and that's fine by me. But you guys will get notifications, I think, more frequently when it comes to my streams and when it comes to things like tutorials, okay? And the tutorials, I've been pumping them out. They're very basic right now, but later on I'm going to do strategy on them. So it'll be like the tutorial plus strategy videos later on. But a lot of you guys have been asking me, like, hey, how do I actually set up the moving averages? How do I set this up? How do I set this up? And right now I'm making a lot of those very simple videos. So how you can set this up, very easy. Like how do you set up a GAN box? That's a video coming out pretty soon. You guys probably can't see it now, but if I go over here to my dashboard, I think you guys, I have it somewhere hidden up here. Double top scanner, that one's coming out soon. Yeah. Can I do this? Schedule this. So it might be private. Maybe I can open it, but you guys can't. Yeah. But basically, I have a video coming out tomorrow that's all about setting up your GAN boxes and GAN squares. So by the end of it, you guys will be able to put this up if you guys wanted to down the road and understand how to use the ratios, the intervals, everything to really create a very large large box here, which does have its uses. And I think that one of the reasons you guys are going to like these tutorials I'm bringing out, some of them are some are lagging. I mean, they're useful, like, moving averages are lagging. However, when it comes to stuff like GAN boxes and some of these other Fibonacci levels, they do help you kind of forecast into the future what may happen. And then when you look back in hindsight, you're like, wow, that was really useful information. So even while you're using it, right? So get ready for that type of stuff. there's going to be more complicated topics like this coming over the next few weeks. So it's not just going to be the very simple stuff, but like, I don't know how many people really know how to set up a GAN box beyond like the very simple method of just dragging it out. There's a lot of math involved, and I introduce you guys to that math and kind of just make it as easy as I can, okay? All right, so as far as what Bitcoin's doing here today, guys, and again, we'll talk about Bitcoin for a while, then kind of go off into the news segment of what's a lot of just shit going on, guys, or bad stuff. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. But what the chart I'm looking at right now is going to be the Bitcoin 4-hour chart, okay? Let me get rid of this little bar here because that's not really where the bar is supposed to be in the first place. But you guys see that we just broke out above the 50 moving average in the 4-hour chart. And now if I were to take the price off of here, now we have an opportunity to have a golden cross here and see how much further Bitcoin wants to go up. Now, I don't expect anything really like crazy parabolic over the next few days, but this does give us an opportunity to actually move up a little bit higher than we otherwise might have, because if we weren't popping right now and having this opportunity for a golden cross, we would have just kept on dropping and we would have been forced to fall down one extra level, okay? Now, we would have been basically just going like this. Drop off to retest the lows around 16,000 instead of the breakout that we're currently doing right now above that 50 moving average. All right, so let me do something very fast right here. Now, there's two levels of resistance I kind of want you guys to pay attention to right now. The first one is going to be very simple. You guys could just drop a ray right here. This short-term resistance, that's around 17,190. This is important. I would have this on my charts if you guys are day trading. I don't know if you guys have been buying or you guys are just waiting for perhaps a support level to be met, like right here, right? If we break down below this probably before Sunday, I'd be very, very sad because that means we're going to new lows here. But hopefully we can kind of, stay above it for now, which looks like we can after this golden cross that's going to hit us here pretty soon. But that 17,190 level is what I'm very excited about. If we can break above that, that's where we might have an opportunity to get back above $18,000. Now, after this one, you guys know I do love the Fibonacci extensions. They've been really helpful in this bear market because we keep on crashing down and finding new lows, right? And then finding a little bit of support. So if I would, I'd probably just go to an hour chart for now so you guys can see it. There you go. That next level of resistance I see right here kind of matches up with that resistance level over here, and kind of right around here, 17,200. So 17,100 basically is a good resistance level. But I do think with this golden cross, I do think we have the opportunity to get at least back up here towards $18,000 with a couple pit stops here around the 17,400 level and the $17,800 level. If you guys look over here on the hour chart, we're about to have a bunch of golden crosses here. We're about to have the 20 over the 50, and then give it a few more hours, we're going to have the 50 over the 200 here, which I'm going to be very, very excited about. The only thing in my mind that could really tear us down a little bit in the short term would be some type of disastrous news about what's going, like another exchange falling or something like that. But it seems like the major problems that we've seen has been really around FTX, Genesis, which does the Gemini interest payments, and then BlockFi. Those have been the big ones I've seen have issues right now. If anybody knows any other companies that have, that big having issues, let me know. I do hear every now and again some rumbles of Solana. Like I just put that Binance is like pausing deposits with Solana on like of USDT on the Solana chain. So that's kind of having a little bit of issues there. But I don't think that's going to cause any major problems with the price of Bitcoin enough to kind of change the momentum that we're currently in. All right. Now, we'll go back over here to the weekly chart. I'm just going to get rid of all this stuff over here. And let me just actually go to a longer term chart. There we go. Oh, this is where my stuff was on the first place. Okay, well, I can get rid of that right now. I still am very cautious about holding like a swing trade for more than a few days here. It looks like right now we might have one more smaller leg down, maybe down to like 15,000 at worst, maybe $14,000, and then I think we can level off for a little bit of time. But just looking at the drop we had last week, I mean, how often do you see us all of a sudden just start doing a ricochet back up, like a V-shaped recovery? It's very, very rare in my experience. So I would expect us to at least do one more drop sometime later on next week, and then start moving our way back up, and we could even get back up to $20,000 during this rally. Although I would say that big level of resistance that we have to worry about right now are those lows from June, which are around like 17,600 or so, depending on if you guys are going from Bitcoin US, like USD, or Bitcoin Tether. They're going to be a little bit different numbers there. So just be a little bit of aware of that. This is a very simple rule, but every now and again we have to come back to the basics of trading and technical analysis. When you have a level of support and you break down below that level of support, it then turns into a level of resistance. And over the past few days, we were unable to break back above it. And you can just see right here, we came very, very close, but we were unable to close back above it. And that made things a little bit harder than it needed to for us to get back above there and really stay above the $18,000 level, above that $17,600 level, okay? So that kind of gives me a little bit of pause. I'm hoping that we can get back up to $18,000 over the next few days, but I don't know if it's really going to stay at that level, which is why I'm still doing shorter term swing trades, a lot more day trades. Dollar cost averaging I'm doing, although I have to say that even though I continue to dollar cost average, because of everything going on, I'm doing more dollar cost averaging, like not every week, but every other week. That way I just will get my Ledger Nano wallet and I will just go get it from my security box, bring it over here, pump all that crypto on, all those tokens onto Ledger Nano and not keep them on exchanges, because at this point, guys, it's just getting very, very risky to hold some of your longer term assets on exchanges, okay? As far as if you guys are swinging day trading, like whether you guys are on BitGet, Femex, Binance, there's a whole bunch of exchanges, KuCoin out there. If you guys have your swing trade, your day trading assets on there, to me that still seems fine. I haven't heard many problems with BitGet, Femex, KuCoin, Binance. I just haven't heard many issues of them. Some FUD every now and again, but I really just haven't heard of any issues, okay? So I am taking a little bit longer time in between my purchases of dollar cost averaging, Okay, but I do think, guys, today we have an opportunity to go up a little bit higher, or at least over the next 2 days, until Sunday, basically, until the weekly candle ends up. I would like to see us at least retest the lows of 17,000, those previous lows of 17,600 or so, and I think we could even wick up above 18,000, and that's mostly going to be off of those moving averages here. Please just be very, very careful about what happens next week. Is guys, let's go off this weekly chart again here. It's rare when we break down below supports like this that we find a way to get back. The closest thing I can see to something like that happening was over here, back when we were still in like an overall bullish environment back in May. You saw how we wicked down pretty hard, and then we came screaming back up. To me, it's not going to be the same here. Primarily, you see how big of a drop this was over 2 weeks. We fell down about 50% in 2 weeks. We needed a pretty sizable bounce. For Bitcoin, we only dropped around 25%, 23%. I know that's considered big, but it's not nearly the drop we had over here. Not nearly the drop, and plus free money from the government, of course. But I'm hoping that if we would have found new lows this week and then finished off green, I would have been actually pretty enthusiastic about having a little bit of a U-shaped pattern, but we didn't have that, so I'm a little more cautious. So I'm more concerned about next week. But in the short term here, guys, we're about to have a golden cross. I think we could at least go back up here towards 17,600. If you guys want to go to some of these other levels here, as far as that resistance levels, we got that one right here. And then I'd probably just add on a Fibonacci extension tool if I can get this little thing out of the way. There we go. And, if you're buying right now, or if you want to wait for a little bit of a drawback, I would still be scaling out around 17,200. Actually, I probably wouldn't even scale it there. I would buy right now. I would have a stop loss somewhere around 16,700, which is $200 less than where we are now. A very, very tight stop loss on this type of trade. And then I'd probably look to scale it around 17,350, 17,750, and then back up here towards the number one level, which is usually my price target for these things, 18,380. But every time we hit one of these levels, I would most likely be moving my stop loss up. So if I get rid of this first level of resistance here, that one right there, just so it's the Fibonacci extensions. If we do make it up here to around the $17,000 level, I would move my stop loss up from the 16,600 level, and I just move it up to wherever I bought it at. So no matter what happens, I walk away with a little bit of profit, or I walk away with at least like a little bit of a loss, and that loss would just include fees. And then if we make our way back up here towards 17,337, I'd move that stop loss up. I'd be very conservative if I was trading right now. This is still not the best trading environment, if you ask me. I'm not really enthusiastic about trading because if you guys go over to Twitter, um, you just see that there's just bad news and bad news still coming out. There's a sex tape dropping, I guess, tomorrow. I just there's just so many freaking rabbit holes here in this this situation. And then I was watching CNBC today, and that one lady, Maxine Waters, was talking about more regulation and figuring out what's going on to the bottom. So Congress is going to get involved. If you guys didn't know, this is news from a while ago as well. The Bahamas Securities Commission says they've taken full control of all FTX digital assets. That's freaking insane. How does that get back to the people that have money in FTX? I just don't know. And this isn't dollars. This is only FTX digital assets, like, your Bitcoin and stuff like this. But man, look at this. What the heck is going on? I can't even scroll down my Twitter feed because FTX, not some type of weird Twitter page or anything like that. Just FTX news is just out of this world insane right now. So, get ready for some crazy news. Crypto Jack is showing a little bit of a breakout here. I don't like going off of those type of technicals just because you can see how of a weird spot that is. You can see how he tried to draw the lines there. I don't want to draw the lines too much like that. I'm just going off of a technical breakout using Fibonacci levels because right now, if you guys try to put any good charts on here, and moving averages as well. Moving averages are my big reason to buy at this point. If you go off of those technicals, let's say you're going off of here, that was a really lousy breakout that we just had if you follow that line. If you go over here, maybe from here to here, that was still a really lousy breakout. And this is the first breakout that we're actually seeing. And there's some momentum here, but I'm really buying this primarily for the moving averages in the 4-hour chart. Last golden cross we had was right over here, and it did lead to a little bit of a pump. I'm hoping this pump doesn't lead to something like that. But this was a news thing. This wasn't a technical thing, which happened up here, right? And the time before that last golden cross right over here, that's the type of pump I really want to see happen. But of course, we're in a very volatile environment, everybody. I don't know if you guys looked at the stock market today. The Dow ended up doing okay. NASDAQ ended up doing decent. S&P doing okay. The one thing that wasn't doing so hot today, it wasn't actually any of these. It was the Russell 2000, which people really don't pay attention to, but they probably should. That was a little more concerning. As far as I go with stocks, I'm going to have a member stream coming up Saturday, and it's going to be about 2 hours long from about 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock my time. So get ready for that, members out there. I'm starting to scale out of some of my energy plays, primarily Exxon, and these are just plays that have low dividends. You can see ZOM over here only has a dividend of about 3.22%, and it's kind of close to all-time highs. I'm okay scaling out of that. While other companies like PXD, just so you guys know, I've been talking about this for a while, so I want to tell you guys when I'm like exiting out of some of these positions, so you guys aren't buying in when I'm exiting. I'm still holding this, and I'll be holding this for at least like another year and a half or two. It's less about where the price is really as long as it kind of stays above the $200 level, I'll be fine about it. But yeah, the dividend here is like 10%. I love that dividend, and I'm okay playing the cycles out here. Okay, all right. But short term, I'm pretty bullish on Bitcoin, only up until around 18,000. After that, I'm like, yeah, it might take a couple days to get there, but I'm not like crazy excited about it for the next few weeks. I think we might have one more drop, and then that might be a good opportunity to buy for you guys. I wish I had a GAN box on my screen here to show you guys some of those support levels, but I don't think it'll be easy for me to put it here. Actually, let me try this out very fast. Let me see if I can do this somewhat more quickly. So let me just see if I can do this. There'll be a tutorial on GAN boxes down the road, so I'm not going to really explain my process here, but I want to see if I can find an opportunity for me to do this very fast. So if you try to copy this, you're not going to understand what I'm doing. So I apologize for that, but I want to get this going. Oh, wait. Can I go over here? I guess. Wow, that's pretty far, isn't it? Yeah, I guess that's the best I can do here unless I want to go to 180. 180. Nope, too short. Okay, yeah, wow, okay. All right. Ooh. 185 right now, and that's oh, okay, so let's go to 200. All right. Probably would have worked best. Okay, that's fine. How does it held up in the past? Okay. Alrighty, and let's go over here very fast, and let's just add the box on top of it. This is, I'll make this really simple, guys. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of other stuff here. So if I go over here very fast, we already broke down below that. We got rejected off of that. The cool thing about why I like this, and I told you guys just a few seconds ago, I'm not going to explain how to do this now, but there's a video coming out literally tomorrow about how to do this. You can have this box all set up once you guys know the low. So once we find our low for this cycle, I can literally have another box set up and it'll work through this entire next few years, which is awesome. But I rarely pull this out because sometimes it's just a hassle to do it. And you can make one for every low point or every pivot point, so it can really add up fast. One thing I have to do here though, very fast, guys, is this going to be the one that works out for me? There we go. Let me zoom out here very fast. No, not that one. There we go. Okay. I know this looks messy, but bear with me. Daily. Yeah, we have, if you want to look for like a proper Fibonacci level long term that we might have some issues closing above, it still matches up with those lows we had in June, because in June, I mean, we tapped off of this level pretty precisely. Even the following weeks, we kind of used that level as a little bit of support until we broke down, rejected off of that. Maybe by Sunday, guys, we can really get back up towards 17,600. If that's what we might kind of settle at. But I think we can probably get back above, like, to somewhere around 18,000 if the momentum really carries off here. I don't know what this FTX news is going to do, so it's going to be a higher risk trade. But yeah. Anything else here in the short term? 4 hours. 4 hours doesn't work as well because this is put on a weekly chart, basically. Some support there, some resistance there, yeah. So we still have that resistance level right here around 17,600. And that's basically where the lows were. So it kind of matches up with that. So you don't have to worry about this too much here. Let's go to weekly. All right, let me get rid of all that because that looks like a lot on the screen, right? Okay, and let me get out of log. Or let me get back into log. Getting out of log is just looks so messy. Okay. But there we go. As far as Bitcoin's concerned, I would love to see a pop up to at least the $18,000 level. At least we're going to break into 17,000s, I would assume, sometime later on tonight or early morning tomorrow. Okay, let me get rid of some of this other stuff. Tabs on the screen. There we go there. There we go there. And this is just kind of an update before I start answering some of you guys' questions here. The market has not been good this week. So, you know, Bitcoin's down 4% over the last 7 days. Ethereum is down about 7%. You got BNB, which has had the big fiasco with FTX. They're down about 11%. Dogecoin is down about 6%. ADA is down about 12%. Polygon is down 22%. Polkadot's only down 4%. Shib is down about 11%. Solana is down about 23%. Tron's down 12%, and so forth here, guys. So Leo is up a little bit here, but excuse me. The majority of coins out here, like Ethereum Classic, is down 10%. Number 22, Atom Cosmos, that's down 18%. You've seen a lot of coins take a pretty good beating. I think right now we're just kind of seeing a little bit of a dead cat bounce, and then it should fall back down going into next week. So that's my hypothesis. We'll see how that works out. If we can get some really good news, I think we can stay above 18,000, but I'm not going to assume there's good news coming out when I have no reason to assume. So that's kind of how I feel right now, everybody. So optimistic for the next 24 to 36 hours, pessimistic probably after Sunday, okay? And let me just add this back on here so you guys will be able to see this when we come back to other charts. There we go. This hopefully it's not going to be too much of a fake out here, right? And I'll try my best to keep track of what's going on with some news right now. Let's see. Oh, this just sucks. Somebody's account got hacked on YouTube, and they're using it as one of those scam channels that we talk about here every now and again. And Litecoin haters. Oh, Litecoin must be doing something pretty good right now. There we go. Probably this. Let's just go over here. Let's go to the main Bitcoin chart here. This is Bitcoin to Tether, a little bit more accurate if you ask me. Let's go here. Let's add that to that. Come down a little bit. And we can watch this 1 minute chart as Bitcoin tries to stay afloat here, because we already just broke down out of that uptrend, right? Oh no, we haven't broke down out of it yet. Okay, there we go. Okie dokie. Hope you guys all had a pretty good day. I know the news has been kind of crazy all over the place, crazy all this week, but hopefully you guys haven't been spending too much time on social media. And hey, Ken, happy to see you, Alex, Elmer. Hope you guys are all doing good. Dr. Monica, or Dr. V, excuse me. And hey, Wonder Space Discount Killer. Let me see, Larry Summers. Is there any possibility we can avoid the death cross in the Bitcoin weekly? Let me just have Bitcoin here on this chart here. Let's go Bitcoin for this one. Let's go to weekly. Oh, this is a more clustered one, but that's just basic technicals. That's not going to really be hard to replace. I don't think so, honestly. So let's just go back to this one because it's a longer time frame here. Got that. Let's see. So for those of you guys that don't know, he's talking about the 50-week moving average crossing down below the 200 weekly moving average. You can see in hindsight how this usually leads to worse prices. The death cross over here between the 20 and the 50 led to this. The death cross between the 20 and 50, we got that. 20 and 50, we got that. 2050, we got, that. And we don't have enough data to go back further than that. I don't think so at this point in time, just because we continue to drop down. So the 50-week moving average, or the 50 moving average, uses the last 50 candles, and since we're using a simple moving average, it weights them all equally against each other. So there's no more the ones that are most recent candles, like from yesterday or last week, the week before that, on an exponential moving averages or a double exponential moving average or triple, they're going to have more weight to the most recent candles. All 50 are pretty even at this point when it comes to the simples, right? So when I look at this, right now, Bitcoin's at $16,000. Last week's candle closed at $16,440. And if you guys go over here to any of these moving averages, I think you can actually change the settings here. But it's you see how the source is closed? That's how most people use theirs. If I went to source open, you'd see the 50 move a little bit differently, or did it not for this one? Oh, okay, it's slightly moved. Okay. Most because it's 50. But what do you call it? If we go to the last 50 candles, that brings us to right about here. All right. So after this week is done, we're gonna be taking a candle that has a price of about $50,000, and we're gonna be replacing that candle, like the value within the moving average. It's gonna be replaced with a candle that's at 16,000. Okay. So you should actually see this speed up here over the next few weeks. Primarily, I would say towards the end of December, kind of early January. And by that, I mean, like, if you go right here, you're going to see we have like 4 weeks of doing a whole lot of nothing, where we're just giving away a $49,000 candle, $49,000 candle for another, $16,000, $18,000, $17,000 candle. So it'll still speed it up a little bit more, right? But once we start going back down here to around like, 38,000, it should really start to speed up a little bit more, because we're not having to deal with such high numbers. And the price of Bitcoin is still going to be low for a while here. So I would assume that there's no way we're going to be able to stop this unless Bitcoin really had a major reversal out of nowhere. The good thing, even though this is a bearish sign, whenever this death cross does occur, at least this has never happened before as far as Bitcoin's concerned. And because this has never happened before, we don't know how bad of a move this will really be. So, a lot of times over the past few cycles, when I first started getting into crypto, I listened to a great YouTuber out there. You guys all know him, Benjamin Cohen, I think is how to pronounce his name. But I'm not even spelling his name probably right. It's over here. So Benjamin, a lot of subscribers, a lot of videos. He treats the 20-week moving average as the bull market sign and the bear market sign. And he's been doing this for a long time. And what happened this cycle, right? We've had so many crazy moves where, we were back above it for a short amount of time only to crash back down. We were above it for just another week, just like last time where we came crashing back down. So a lot of the norms have kind of been broken. And, normally we stay above the 200 weekly moving average. Boom. Or, we usually find that as close to the bottom. Boom. Back over here. Boom. It's usually a really good opportunity. This time, not so much. So while it is going to be a bearish indicator for sure, I'm hoping that maybe crypto finds a bottom soon after we have that big capitulation moment that'll probably follow it. I don't know if we're going to be able to go much further than that. Because if you're going off of a technical perspective here, you already see that the 20-week moving average is leveling out. So if I got rid of the price right now, which might annoy you guys, but you can see how the 20 is starting to level off again. I think there's an opportunity, as long as we don't really crash down to 10,000, which is still a possibility here, still a possibility because of exchanges going down. There's a possibility where we find our lows kind of, from a technical perspective, around March or so, right? When the economy itself is going to get really bad. I think we could hit our lows somewhere at it kind of fits what we've been talking about anyway. The end of Q1 to sometime in Q2. So, and by then we're going to be looking more at those golden crosses like this, where we start looking for the 20-week to go above the 50. And if I put this back on, usually a good opportunity. Usually we've already hit our bottom and we're looking pretty happy. After that golden cross, we went fine. We never know when the cross is going to happen, but we can guesstimate or, have a good estimate. Golden cross happened right there. Look at that. So, I don't think we're going to be able to stop it personally, but, it's not going to be the end of the world here. And I do think that because the EMAs do weight the most recent candles a little bit more aggressively than the, all 50 or all the candles. If I can go over here to tutorials for channel, these are DEMAs, these are regular MAs, these are EMAs. Okay, so let me see if I can do this like this. Does that work? EMAs and MAs. Okay, let's go over here to Bitcoin very fast. Let's go over to the weekly chart. And let's turn this off very fast here. Let's get rid of that. And this is Ethereum. We want to have this be Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin US dollar. Okay, that'll work out for us. Okay. So you can see on the EMA, because it's more heavily weighted to the most recent candles, you can see that we're much closer to having a death cross here on the exponential moving averages than we are on the simple moving averages, which means that, we might be able to have a golden cross show up on the EMA before the SMA. So I do think, to me, what this means, kind of just giving you guys like a technical understanding of where we might be going. When we start to see this stuff level off here, which I think will happen sometime again, early late Q1, Q2 of next year, I do think that means we're going to be in this choppy low level where we might be something of more like this. We might be in this type of position where sideways action, but we're not ricocheting off like COVID lows. Sideways action while everything's loading, looking off, and it's going to be imperative that you guys are okay buying down here, even though you're going to feel like, oh, we might go down again. Sure, you might, but I'm still going to be buying pretty aggressively after we take that one big drop after that death cross occurs. And because this has never happened before, I've already started to dollar cost average into the market a little bit more heavily after this FTX crash. And I understand we can go down lower. I'm probably expecting it. You guys know that. But I'm still even just putting a little bit more money in there. And you guys saw me the other day with Amazon, and some of these companies have been dropping by quite a bit. I started buying into Amazon. it hit my price targets. Amazon may go down more. It probably will go down more. That's why I took a nibble. I'm starting to enter in the stock market again after I sold like years ago when everybody still said the market wasn't going to be going back down anytime soon. So, this just means that I'm still waiting for another drop. I don't think we're going to be able to stop it. To get to the crux of your question, I don't think there's a way we can stop the 50 here. Unless we got back up towards like $30,000 plus. That's the only way we're stopping it now. And as far as the EMAs, I mean, look at that. Let me just show you that right here. That's very, very, very close. I typically prefer the simple moving averages because if you go over here and we look at the simples, you see how we had the death cross before the big downward move came. So it was a precursor. It wasn't like a lagging effect. If we go over here to the EMA, look at that same thing. You'll see that this was a lagging effect. So right down there. So I might have given you like a couple days of couple weeks of warning. I wanted to have that warning like a month before. It doesn't really matter in terms of things if you guys understand how to use each. If you guys use both of them, right? However, go back in time a little bit. Lagging came over here, not before. Came way over here. It still ended up being fine, right? And there's some iffies, there's some iffy things that can happen with it sometimes. I don't think you can use the DEMAs or the TEMAs, like the triple exponential and the double exponential moving averages on the weekly charts, which kind of sucks. So if we go over here to use the DEMA, I think, get out of that very fast. There we go. Go over here. If I go, this is the dollar Bitcoin. Stop doing this to me. There you go. Okay. I'm pushing all these buttons because I don't want the crossbars. There we go. My bad. So this is a daily chart. You can see the double exponential moving averages. Looks way, way different than what we're normally looking at. And these crosses really don't mean that much. 20 crossed over there, a tiny move. You're just looking more momentum at that point. But on the weekly chart, the 200, actually it works for the DEMAs. It must not just work for the TEMAs here. You can see how we got rejected off of that one. Those more technical reasons why that. But the 200 is still way, way over here. We broke down below that quite a bit of time ago. Over here, yeah, see that's lagging as well. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get, we're going to stop it from happening anytime soon. Let's see. And hey, Miss K, happy to see you back. And hey, Digging King, I'm not going to pronounce it right. Dividends are great. I feel I'm happy. I told you guys about buying oil, I guess months, like a couple quarters ago, 3-4 quarters ago now. 3 is when I started talking about it more. More recently though, for the dividend reasons for buying them. But yeah, they've been doing great. I just feel like the ones that have low dividends, I don't really need to hold them as much. Primarily because oil, and we're starting to see those early signs of the economic slowdown happening. Oil value is going to come down lower unless OPEC really decides to cut down even more on production, which can happen. Which can happen, by the way. All right, let me go back over here, back to the dailies. Actually, let's go to the 4, and I'll put that stuff back up here because I know got rid of it on accident. Oh, no, I actually was over here because I wanted to use the shorter time frames. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the ones. Oh, wasn't even on the right chart here. Okay, well, let's just use this one. There was that breakdown that we were just talking about before I started this whole spiel about moving averages and stuff. Let's see. And again, if crypto gets regulated, do you see less pops and drops and more steady grind upwards to all-time highs? So kind of, but it wouldn't really take place probably until 2025 when when the government institutes a new policy. They'll give it like a few years for the industry players to get a hold of it, understand what it does, and how to actually comply with those regulations. So it'll take a few years before they actually go into place. I do think in the long run, it'll help out crypto markets, but I do think that we are still going to have volatility, like pretty crazy volatility in the markets. Maybe after 2025 or something, it won't be as volatile, if that makes sense. Okay. I just if we had regulations right now, it wouldn't have done much to stop this crazy fraud thing going on with FTX, right? This is a bad guy being a bad actor doing illegal things. And and people looked the other way, I guess, because they just really didn't understand what was going on, and there wasn't much clarity coming from the SEC, because the SEC says, well, this is something, but this isn't what, they weren't very clear, and that led to an abuse of the system. There could be more bad actors, and that could cause problems during the next big bull market, the next big bearish cycle, after we reach another all-time highs down the road here. But at this point, I don't see us getting less volatility for a few more years here. It's going to take a while for the government to sort all this stuff out. I know they got Sam Bankman-Fried's bill, for the most part, kind of sitting in Congress. I don't know if people are going to allow that to pass, or if there's going to be enough outrage to stop it, but I don't think they're going to be able to kind of just push that bill through because Sam's fingerprints are all over it. But we have to see if influencers, just people on the community itself, really goes after these type of individuals who crafted this bill. See, and hey Kilo, see, and hey Jim Bob, hey, I'm happy you've been enjoying those videos. They're very, very slow grinding videos, but they're very basic tutorials. They get more advanced as you kind of go along. One video that I'm doing tomorrow is the GAN box video. Just kind of set that up right there, but that goes off of certain ratios, which you guys have to memorize. On top of that, also another couple videos coming out as far as the new auto feature. And what I'll be doing for you guys later on this week here is, I'll talk to you guys about that later on this week. But I'm going to be diving into this, but I'll give you a quick little explanation, which is kind of fun. So you guys that mostly have TradingView, I assume, if you guys go over here to indicators, right, and you go to technicals, they kind of have this newer section on the right-hand side that says auto, and candlestick patterns, whatnot. But it'll look for patterns for you. It's all beta, but they'll look for patterns for you guys. So you can click on bearish flag chart pattern, right? Show you. It'll pop up right here, and you can go through the list. So auto fib extension, auto fib retracement. I can click on all this stuff, and it'll put a whole bunch of technicals on the charts for me. So if you guys just kind of have your computer running on, I know I clicked on a whole bunch of stuff, so it's going to look very messy, so apologize for that. Plus it's a minute chart, which makes it even worse. You can see that there was a triangle here, a pennant we broke down. That was an opportunity to open up a short. I guess you probably would have wanted to use the 5-minute right here. But there's let me just actually hold on a second here. This is going to look really messy. I don't know why I did all that stuff. I just wanted to push a whole bunch of clicks. Okay. So let's go over here. We already know we broke down from Bitcoin. We don't need the Fibonacci's system there. Okay, let's go to daily. Okay. So here's Bitcoin's daily chart. I can go over here and I can do auto fib extension. And you can see it'll put up a Fibonacci level there. I don't primarily use this because I know how to do it myself. And you can see that you're going to have to be able to tweak the numbers in here to, how much of depth you give it. So how many candles do you want to let it use? Like if I go to 50, it should change this up a little bit. Yeah. So now it goes to the one that we've been using before we just broke down, right? See, we're getting resistance levels up here. We were just breaking out, and then all of a sudden FTX came out. We came crashing back down. But it'll be auto for you guys. So if you guys like to do larger swings, you could have it set to this. If you guys like to do 15-minute charts, you can have it set. Look at that, perfect. And it didn't work out so well right here. We just kind of got tipped over a little bit, but we just had a little bit of a bit more of an, I guess, an exaggerated boom right here. But anyway, if you guys use point A, point B, then you guys can see, hey, some resistance right here, resistance, potential pivot point right here, but right there, broke out above it. And we're waiting to see if we can get back up here towards $17,000 or so. All right, so they can be useful. But the one we're really looking at here, which is probably the reason we just stopped, is we could either go. Well, let me show you guys this. There's a few of them, but you guys could do this one. Oh, I don't know why I need the magnet on. You could use that one. You guys could use that one. There was a whole bunch, but you guys can set all this stuff up automatically. Now, I don't tend to use the Fibonacci extensions or the Fibonacci retracement ones here personally. Auto pitchfork can actually be pretty useful if you guys like the pitchforks. Usually on the daily charts here, though. And right now it's not even working that well because of everything that's been going on with the volatility. I guess it's better for stocks, I would actually say that. But if you guys go over here to double top, oh, this is double bottom, excuse me. You can see that there was a double bottom here, break the neckline, and it went up a little bit higher. Stuff like that. I tend to use my eyes a little bit more, but if you guys just have a few day trading charts, like it's better for day traders, I would say. Geez, sorry, my dog Loki was just running around. You can see how it sits in the pattern. So you have a bottom, bottom. If it would have broken above that neckline, that would have been a good opportunity to buy. But we didn't. But it showed you guys like, hey, we have an opportunity here. Let's see where it goes. And if it kept on moving up, that would have been a great buying opportunity. It broke out of that, so it really doesn't lead me to believe that it's going to be a good opportunity, right? Now, looking at it now, we had another pattern breakout, but it wasn't that. Yeah, here's Loki after just barging up a storm. But yeah, so you can do a lot of stuff here. I'd primarily just use on the 15 and the 5-minute charts. I don't know if we have if I were to do a double top right here, would it actually show up or not? Because no, I wouldn't show up. Okay, it's waiting for another top here. But nothing's on the screen. If we were to have a top later on, you would actually see that it would actually show up and highlight it for you guys. So there we go. So that's some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about later on this week. But some of it works with stocks. Some of it works better with crypto. There we go. And just a small breakdown of the trend. You can see it's not catastrophic, but we still on this little bit of a downtrend here. So let's go over to the 5-minute chart. There we go. Okay. And any Perez, thoughts on Doge? Same as Bitcoin. It's a little bit more bullish in the short term, I think, because we are breaking out a little bit. And Bitcoin's going to be looking pretty nice with this golden cross occurring on the 4-hour chart. However, going into next week, I'm a little bit more skeptical. I'm really hoping that the news can be positive, or we can get just one good news event to keep the market afloat. But if not, we're going to have a very choppy week next week. Not this week, but next week. Let's see. And hey, Kane, what about Ethereum Classic long term? Like, talking about just for the bear market, or like longer term? Because it's a good long term hold, but the technicals for the long term are going to be all over the place. Let's see. And hey, dude, I just saw Upshot in that video. Oh gosh. Let's see. And hey, Fahad, are you following up on the exchange glitch? Which glitch? Because I mean, there's been problems with all types of different exchanges, but I don't know what type of glitch you're talking about here. Let me know, and I'll see if I can figure out more information on it. I haven't heard, besides some of the stuff going around the Solana chain and depositing currency on that, I haven't heard of many issues, but let's see. Based on my retweets, shout out to all the workers at Twitter. Oh, because I've been tweeting about Twitter. You all built a vital place for connections and deserve so much better. Millions of people appreciate the space you built and the hard work that went into it. Thank you. I'm verifying. Let's see. Operation Bloomberg. I'm just looking for information about what he call. Looks like an amazing display of solidarity as the deadline looms. Oh, they're talking about Twitter. Okay. I think Elon's literally trying to purge as many employees as he can from that company. But I don't know. I'd be happy to chat. I don't see any big issues from some of the people I trust that, put out some news about good and bad stuff happening in the market. I don't see it right now. Get rid of that right now. Yeah. Oh, let's go back over here to maybe the 15-minute chart. There we go. Yeah, but I don't see any big news about that type of stuff right now. Let's see. And then, Michael, you bought PED and GTN, which earnings were great. Nice. That's nice profits, always good profits. Nibbles on the way down are not bad idea. Yeah, I'm definitely nibbling right now. I'm not going anything crazy. Although in the stock market I've started to buy, but not as aggressively. Yeah. Is the market just consolidating? Yeah, right now, yeah. So it's just more of a day trader's area at this point in time. We're waiting to see if there's any more fallout. Everybody's kind of skittish to see what may happen next because of how bad this FTX thing is just spread. And I think there's a lack of trust for industry players out there right now. Remember, guys, before all this started and things got really, really bad, what happened? We had Sam come out and say, hey, everything is fine. We're just being attacked by like a competitor. All of a sudden, FTX is down the drain the next day. Then we had BlockFi come out and say, no, everything's fine with BlockFi. We weren't having too much exposure to FTX. Then all of a sudden, oh, wait, we really were exposed to FTX. Now we're bankrupt. And then all of a sudden you had, what's the other one out there? Genesis is having problems. Crypto.com accidentally sent like millions of dollars of Ethereum over to Gate.io, and then Gate.io had to send it back, but it was just around the time that Gate.io was doing its proof of reserves, so to kind of justify that, say, hey, we have enough money in case everybody wants to withdraw. And so there was like a real lack of trust around exchanges right now, and so at any given moment we could have a new breaking news story that just tanks the market even further, right? So that's where a lot of people are most people aren't even trading. I don't even really want to trade this market right now. I'm just patiently waiting and watching. But there are opportunities for those of you guys that are bold enough to go hopping into it. Like right now, I still think you'd be fine buying in for a short 24 to 36 hour play. I would be happy, like it's at 16,867 right now. I'd be happy to start selling that anywhere above 17,300. It may go up to 17,500, 18,000, maybe even higher than that. Maybe I'm underestimating how high Bitcoin will go, but I'm okay selling at that price range with a short leverage play and just see where it goes. But I'm going to be having a very tight stop loss to even go anywhere near this market. The possibility of more bad news coming freaks me out every single day, right? And especially as we learn more and more about what was going on with FTX, let's go over here. Actually, we can go over here to, I can't pronounce that name, but we can just read her thread very fast. I read the 30-page FTX bankruptcy court filing. How bad were FTX's internal controls? Here are the worst examples. Debtors did not have the type of disbursement controls that I believe are appropriate for a business enterprise. For example, employees of the FTX group submitted payment requests through an online chat platform where a disparate group of supervisors approved disbursements by responding with personalized emojis. Payment, wow. So yeah, okay. So we don't have to go down this whole list, but basically this company wasn't managed well at all. And then we just had the other news that the Bahamas. There you go. So, the Bahamas government ordered Bankman-Fried to hack FTX systems and transferred assets to the Bahamas government account. I don't know if they ordered him to hack it, but basically, the Bahamas now controls all the Bitcoin and Ethereum, it looks like, from FTX. So there's just so much weird stuff out there. It doesn't make me want to trade. Like, I'm a guy that listens to my own trading strategy as far as data, what I'm good at, what I'm bad at. I have a whole list, so I know exactly how I like to trade, what are my strengths, and what are my weaknesses. One of my weaknesses, as is with most individuals, is trading in a very, very volatile market. I'm not that good at it. I'm like 55% successful, which is not good enough for me to actually put a lot of capital behind. I don't like to trade in these types of market environments. I like to trade where like here. I am fine trading through all of this. Once you find a bottom, there's a cluster over here. Once you find that local bottom, I'm happy to buy. I'm happy to trade through everything. But right here, when there's more bad news than good news and everything's swirling around, why should I? I mean, like, really, why should I trade in that type of market environment? I just shouldn't. My data says I shouldn't. But each of you guys are still building up your data to see if you're good in these environments or you're bad. You know, how do you guys trade? Or this is for swing trading, I guess I should say primarily. If you guys are day trading, it's probably a lot easier than the swing trading at this point. But you guys get my point. I don't really want to trade in this market environment at all. And hey, Andrea Samples, no worries. I'm always happy to help you guys out with those videos. I've been trying to make them for a while now. I'm still working on this tutorial on budgeting for investing. That's going to take me a few more days. But I'm always happy to put out these short-term videos because I know everybody still has these questions. And most YouTubers don't have the time to show people how to do this type of stuff because it can be very, very complicated. And it can be very, very annoying. And honestly, I don't know everything on TradingView as well, so I'm learning a lot of random stuff too. Although I have to say, like, some of the stuff you don't really have to use. Like, if I were to get rid of that very fast, there are tons of indicators I never use, like trend-based fib time. Like, oh, is there an on here? Like stuff like this. It's stuff I'll never use at all, but it's just weird to see on the screen. It can be useful, but it's like I will just never use it. But I will be learning how to use it more professional, like an actual detailed way of how you're supposed to apply it with other types of indicators to make a trade. I'll be doing that for you guys over the next few weeks. But stuff like that, I never use it. Like when it comes to Gann squares and Gann boxes, I don't use them too often at all. You guys see, I don't use them. But I just showed you guys like a half an hour ago towards the beginning of the stream that, I know how to use it. I just don't really make it too often, mostly because it's just time consuming. By time consuming, I just mean more than a few minutes, so it's not that hard. Let's go back over here very fast. Yeah, I'll be making a lot more videos like that over the next few weeks. And then after I'm done making a lot of these videos, I'll apply them to different strategies. So there'll be a video about, how to use moving averages, Fibonacci extensions, and, maybe what's an indicator that you guys probably have never used before? Okay, I know one. Indicators. This. All right, so this is an accumulation distribution indicator. It's just this line on the bottom. Let me squeeze this down. Oops, wrong one. Squeeze. There we go. I don't know why TradingView decides to put it down below here, but you're basically just like with an RSI, you're just looking for the word's escaping me right now, not deviations. Not deviations. The technical word when they're going the opposite direction. I don't know why I'm forgetting the word. Okay, but it doesn't matter. But when you guys use these indicators, you can actually just drag them up here, and then it just pops up. Only thing you may notice is now on the left-hand side, there's numbers on my screen instead of actually, instead of just nothingness. I don't know if there's anything actually there in the first place. Let me see. Yeah, there's only nothing there. But yeah, so, you could use this. What's the word I'm forgetting? It's really making me mad because it's a very basic word. I'm just being really stupid by not knowing it. Divergence. Thank you, Elmer. Thank you very, very much. Divergence. I don't know why. But yeah, so you could use this, and you're looking for a divergence between the movement of the line and the price action here, which can be very, very useful. It's much better off in the stock market than the crypto market, if you ask me, but it can be useful depending on which time frames you guys are looking at. Bitcoin has been so volatile and been going down so hard that it really doesn't really justify using it on Bitcoin prices. But if you were to open this up on an Apple or something, it can be very, very good. And I'll show you guys how to use it down the road. But there are so many indicators that nobody ever uses. And sometimes people want to be extra cautious when it comes to trading and investing. So they want, a load of indicators showing them how they can make money, or to say, hey, this is really a good trade. And if it works for you, you want to have a bunch of them. The caveat being that, on TradingView, depending on how you pay for stuff, it can lead to different amounts of indicators you can put on your screen. I think I have unlimited, or at least a large amount, because I'm a premium member, but premium's kind of expensive every month. See. And hey, Elmer, Gemini is linked to Genesis Trading. Yes, it is. That's how they do all of their interest payments. So if you guys leave, You get your 2% back in Solana, your 5% in Polkadot, whatever. That's all done by Genesis. So I don't know if any of you guys have accounts with Gemini. I do. I don't have any money in it. It's just like, I make one with every account so I can test it out and tell you guys how I like it. Just like how I don't have any money in Kraken, but Kraken seems to be fine right now. Excuse me. You will see that they sent out an email a few days ago telling everybody about what the problem is, how they're trying to deal with it, and then stressing how the exchange itself is still perfectly fine. But then that makes a lot of people worry about Gemini as well. So, this is just so much stuff FUD to deal with right now. And it's like legitimate worries, legitimate worries here. And then you go over here, do you see how money's been moving around? So, so you can see how money's moving. What is, my internet has just been so bad, or it might be my computer. Do I have a file open that I'm not supposed to? No, I closed DaVinci. Okay. But a while ago, there was a bunch of money that just got moved out. Yeah, 500 million Tether was moved to Binance from an unknown wallet. So, stuff like that is always weird. I don't know why. Like, it just kind of freaks me out a little bit, I don't, let me see. What are people talking about it? I want to get drunk and transfer millions tonight too. What do you call it? I mean, so, who knows what's going on here. But, people are definitely moving their assets around quite a bit. 60 million XRP was just transferred over to Bitstamp. Why? I don't know. But you're seeing some pretty large transactions. I think, we haven't looked at whale number 3 since I streamed last, which I think was on Saturday. No, that was 2 days ago. Oh, so 2 days ago, they sold off 2,000 Bitcoin. So that is 80. That is interesting because the price really didn't move up too much over the past few days when the person was buying up a lot. Like we go back over here to Bitcoin. Right, last few days as they've been loading up, the price really hasn't done it. They didn't buy at the bottom. They bought just around here. So I don't know why they sold so much, but that's usually not a pretty good sign for what's to come, right? So be aware of that. So maybe that leads you to be more bearish today, tomorrow, or the next few days. But they just spent like on the 11th. So on the 11th they bought 1,800 Bitcoin. On the 14th, a few days later, they bought another 1,200 Bitcoin. And all of a sudden they sell 2,000. That is pretty weird. We'll have to see how that works itself out. Maybe they're going off of a death cross on the daily. That could be what they're looking at. But we don't have to really worry about that too much just because we're already oversold off of all the crap that just happened. And then the 20-day moving average isn't going to hit us unless we blast up over on Sunday or something like that. And the 50, that may be an issue. Hold on. Logie. What are you doing? No. Literally stole a chopstick. I don't know where he found a chopstick, but he stole a chopstick. But yeah. Let's see right here. Bring that back up. I need to stop deleting that to show you guys examples. But yeah, you guys get my point there. Am I looking for? Oh, hey, Rohit, happy to see you back. Rohit, right now, short term, I'm happy with XRP. Medium term, going into next week, I'm a little more bearish on it. Hey, Larry, am I looking forward to the Christmas rally? I really want us to just have a nice rally, guys, going into the holiday season. This has been absolutely wild of how choppy the entire market has been. Some stocks have been doing freaking fantastic as I've been entering some of them, like Netflix. That Netflix has been doing really well since I bought into it. But other companies like, Meta, I bought some Meta and it's down a lot since I bought it. Now, these are long-term positions. I'm assuming Meta is going to be fine in the long term. But I would at least like to see some stocks to find a bottom. So like if we go over here very fast, let's go over to like the weekly charts. I guess that's an easy way to show you guys what's going on. And I'll go over here to my my breakouts watch list, or just technicals. We see Philip Morris now on a weekly chart just having a slight breakout, and at the same time, this breakout may actually just lead to us having a big crash afterwards. We're seeing some really weird signals right now. L3 Harris Technologies going more sideways. I'm still happy with this as a long term, but I'm assuming that we're not going to keep on paying all this money for the Ukraine war now that the Republicans are in the House. It's going to be more like, where's this money going to right now? There's going to be more stipulations and stuff like that. Apple still hasn't capitulated just yet. It's still looking okay. The 50-week moving average is still above the 20-week. I don't know what's going to happen here, but if we kind of keep on going along this route here, and we don't actually have a big pop-up sometime over next year, we're going to have both the 20 and the 50 cross down below the 100, which hasn't happened in a very, very long time. Not even in the 2008 financial crisis did Apple have a 50 crossing down below the 200. Only during the dot-com bubble did that happen, and Apple is not going to crash like this. It's just not. So I'm hopeful, but like Microsoft, I bought some Microsoft. It's doing okay. I didn't buy any Apple because Apple really hasn't crashed. I want to see Apple literally around $110, $125, and I'll be happy to buy. But now, no. Netflix, I bought during that last little crash. I bought some over here as well. Netflix is doing amazing. It's gone down, from 180 up to 295. That's freaking fantastic. Running into the 50-week here, but that's fine. Tesla, we talked about this months ago, but I told you guys up here it was going to come back down towards support levels. It did. Now it's about to break down below the 183 level, and there's a chance that Tesla could come all the way back down here to maybe 150s or so. That could be massive. Amazon, I bought some Amazon at about $95, $96. And it's about $95 right now. But I think Amazon can go lower. So, you got to be very picky about what you're buying. That's the worst thing about this current market is you have to be more picky now. Micron's had a little bit of a boost after this. Money is just flowing all over the place, and people aren't sure how they're supposed to be investing right now. So I'm being very, very picky. But you see lots of hedge funds out there that have their specialists and everything saying that, hey, and since inflation has peaked, the market's not going to go down anymore. We've already found the bottom, and the bottom is in. People are already saying this is the bottom. We found the bottom. People were saying that during the lows we had over the summer as well, but you're already seeing a repeating of okay, the market's fallen down so much now that it can't possibly go down even more, right? And I think for me, I want to see that point where everybody is like, oh my gosh, the market's going to go lower, and then that's when the market doesn't go lower. Usually that's where you find the good stuff here. What do I think about long-term holds on metaverse affiliated companies? I think in the long term, be picky with them. Go read the 10K data if it's in the stock market. But if you're in crypto, you can put some more speculative bets, but probably not going to be putting as much money behind them. I say, yeah, I think the metaverse is worth getting into. I really, really do. For me, it's going to be more of building the ecosystem of which the metaverse is run, and not so much an aspect of the metaverse, okay? So, hello, boy. He just put his head in my lap and it's like, oh yeah, get some free scratches. Look at the infrastructure, not so much the games that are on the infrastructure. Games are fine. I'm putting money behind UFO tokens, some of those really small market cap gaming tokens, but figure out who's building the projects, and that's who I want to own, which is one of the reasons I'm looking at Meta right now, because Meta is trying to make the ecosystem. I don't think they're going to make the ecosystem, but I do think they're going to make an ecosystem that is very widely used, and then they're going to control all aspects of it, and they're going to be able to monetize it greatly as more and more people decide to spend time, on the metaverse, so to speak. Now that includes gaming, and how Apple charges a whole bunch of fees for a whole bunch of small things. So if you guys send me a super chat, Apple takes a 30% cut, then Google takes their 30% cut, and then I'm left with 40%. Well, the Meta will do the same thing in the metaverse. Let's say I have some type of class that can be taught through the metaverse, and I charge $50 to attend the 1 week course to learn how to trade. Well, Meta is going to want some of that money for themselves, and that's how they're going to make a bunch of money off of that. So they're trying to build it out as another platform all within itself. I still can't even visualize it because I'm not some type of metaverse expert. I can't even grasp how complex the metaverse is going to be down the road. I do know that there's a lot of money, though, that can be made using the metaverse, and that's why I'm so bullish on investing in anything and everything that even has the possibility of going into that network, right? And that includes the companies that deal with Facebook and Amazon, the servers. So like, AWS, you hear about it on the football teams every now and again, Microsoft tablets, stuff like that. But like every time you watch a football game, I don't know if some of you guys are probably watching a football game right now. The Packers, I think, are playing the Tennessee Titans. They have something like, oh wow, there was a 10% chance this ball was going to be caught, and we knew this because of AWS. Cloud software and just software in general is a great place to put your some of your capital if you guys want to go there. Some of you guys just asked me about some of the companies I'm buying. I'm starting to buy more Amazon, Oracle. If it has cloud services, I really want to have a part of it. That's probably one of my most bullish sectors I'm going to be buying into during this kind of bear market, especially when the economy really starts to tank, as interest rates kind of finally catch up to it. But cloud services, green energy, because they're going to get a whole bunch of just free money from the government from the last infrastructure bill. It probably won't be used properly, but the companies will say we're making massive profits because the whole industry is going to be highly inflated because they know they got government money. Think of colleges. As soon as colleges allow people to get free money to go to college, like the student loans and stuff like that, probably not free money, but you know what I'm talking about. What that means is that colleges can keep on raising their prices, knowing that the government's going to allow more and more loans to be taken out to afford those higher prices, right? It's going to be the same thing in that industry, and they've been making buttloads and buttloads of money off it. So those are a couple sectors and just kind of some of my thoughts about the metaverse and some of the companies I'm looking to invest in. You could probably even, let me go over here very fast to so you see Oracle up here. That's not doing bad. I mean, relative, it was down a lot over here at 63, was over here 61. I'm still buying at these levels. Not every company is getting hit like so crazy. Although I have to say these swings are pretty freaking unnatural. But software, remember I told you the word infrastructure, usually infrastructure. Some of the best, so we don't talk about this enough. And you guys know I go to venture capital meetings. I talk to a lot of people that kind of like navigating the path forward for a lot of this crypto blockchain stuff. I probably shouldn't say nonchalant as that, but I meet a lot of people I get around. I was supposed to go to a meeting today, but I just really didn't feel like going up to Seattle. But most of the projects that you guys hear about when it comes to the metaverse or crypto or blockchain, so that they're projects that have tokens or coins behind them because people want to invest when they're new and then ride the wave to becoming a millionaire or even possibly, something larger down the road. Right. Well, a lot of the companies that are getting funding from venture capitalist companies like Madrona is a really big one. They're old school. Just type in Madrona here. A lot of the ones that these guys will invest to are the ones that are building the infrastructure to kind of support all this crazy stuff that's being built right now. And that's where the money really starts. The spigots are so good, the valuations remain high, even in a bearish market environment where valuations for another type of company in the blockchain space may be going down because there's less prospective clients looking to invest in those types of companies, right? So my main point being here, infrastructure, the building blocks are being built right now. You're going to be investing while people are spending money. Now, Facebook's spending way too much money, but that's just the way the world works, I guess. But you go over here to what did I just say? Infrastructure. It's usually where I like to go, and this is software infrastructure primarily. You can go to software application as well. Software, just tons of buildings that just have tons of those computer software things, those mega computers. That's where I'm putting a lot of my money in right now. So we can go over here very fast. Excuse me. You got small market cap companies like this. Let me actually go over here. It's USA is what I go for. You guys know that. App Software Payments Corp. Never bought it, but I did look at it for quite a bit of time. I'm hoping it can have a turnaround, but it's still losing too much money with the market cap. It's losing more money than the market cap says it's worth. But I would go through each one of these fast. I mean, we're starting with the shittiest companies right now because they're low market caps. So you guys could see this is probably not something you want to buy. it's very, very easy. Actually, just to make this easier since I'm streaming, start with the largest market caps and work your way down. Microsoft is over here. Oracle is doing fine. Adobe is doing fine. Adobe has a lot of infrastructure. Do people even realize that Adobe does a bunch of banking software? I don't think people even realize that. It's really weird stuff, but they do banking software. So people it's not going to be the companies you think. Now, Amazon is one that you guys might think of, right? That we talked about that. But I just think it's absolutely, crucial to get in on some of these companies that are, they're big already, but they have enough money to invest in some of these building blocks. You see Synops right here, still doing okay. It's kind of been moving sideways, but that means hasn't been hit too hard by all the past few months of just going down, right? Year to date, it's probably positive, actually. Let's go 52-week high. Oh, no. So what was the target range? Oh, it doesn't have it on here, does it? Okay. Well, it's still doing fairly well, my point. Like, if you go over here, it's since the last year, it's still above that price by more than a few bucks. I'll go over here very fast. And they're making money. They're making pretty good money here. But most of you guys have probably never heard of this, right? A new world of innovation, the future of possibilities, where chips, software, and their intersections are keys to success, right? And you guys know we're about to build a whole bunch of chips here in America. Follow the money. When I talk to you guys about bills and legislation and stuff, how all this free money going around for the CHIPS Act, stuff like that, it goes to companies like this, and you'll find a way to make some good money. But these are long-term projects, right? Palo Alto Network is fine. I don't actually like it too much. It's like you can see it hasn't done bad compared to other currencies out there. But they're losing money, which irks me. And they're not really too much into the metaverse space, so I don't really like them too much. But there's potential there. There's potential. FTNT, something I like a lot. This was something I traded a lot last year before they did a stock split. Go to the weekly, and you can just see why I traded it so much last year. It was because it was just a roller coaster. Not even a rocket ship, let's call it that. And now we're giving up a lot of those gains right now. Long term, I think it'll be fine. But it's giving up the gains from the last couple of years. The only offering to integrate cloud-delivered SD-WAN connectivity with cloud-delivered security to enable the industry's most flexible, secure, private access. More of a business-to-business thing. However, it's very, very important. It's going to do very, very well. Cyber threat, we keep on getting hacked. You guys know this. Achieve sustainability goals by consuming 80% less power. They're designed to get money from the government, and I just cannot stress that enough. There's all these types of companies out here. I don't need to rant about all this stuff going on, but I mean, if we go over here to let's say page 4, and we get underneath the $1 billion level, here's where we can have some really good potentials. If we go to page 5, let's go to under 100 million. There you go. So there's actually companies down here, right? CleanSpark is something you guys may consider. This is a very high risk play. Catapult Holdings, I don't have any of this because it's under $1. I feel like they might have to do a split here pretty soon. I don't want to deal with that. But if you can find stuff like around $5, so anything over 5, I usually go over 10, but I know you guys are much more speculative than I am. You got 79 stocks to look at. And if you even go through market cap, you just want to have it be over 300 million. You got 78, so you took away 1 right there. You got lots of opportunities. Black Knight, I don't know if many of you guys have heard of Black Knight. This is on those, if I pull up the website, you guys know exactly what it is. Black Knight, oh, never mind. They don't have the same website as before. Okay. So as a premier provider of innovative high-performance software, data, and analytics for mortgage and home equity lending and servicing, Black Knight Inc. is transforming the mortgage industry by offering solutions including the following: loan systems, loan servicing, data and analytic marketplace, secondary marketing automation, do they not have the same thing on front page? No, they don't. Okay. More and more people are going to be buying stuff down the road. That's my main point here. We're going to continue building houses. There's going to be much more houses down the road. And I think we're going to probably switch over to a condo system over here in the United States where they try to make condos more affordable. And I think we might even have, over the next 20 years, we might even have these cool little things called company cities, where the company literally buys a massive plot of land and they just build a city from the ground up, where only people that are approved can go inside the city. And so you don't have to worry about like homeless people or poorly managed apartment buildings and stuff like that. It'll all be run by the corporation. So as long as the corporation is healthy, and this is the way the thought process would go, you would actually see people moving there, using the public transit, leases for the businesses and stuff like that. And as long as the company wasn't doing mass layoffs and stuff like that, you should see a pretty good ecosystem being built out there, where you're not having to worry about taxes being raised and stuff like that. There'd only be so many people living in the city, right? And they could expand as needed, but it'd be very controlled and not all over the place like you see with the cities today. You go to Seattle, you see a lot of homeless people, a lot of needles and stuff like that. You wouldn't get a lot of that stuff that the city folks don't like to see, even though they're living in the city, right? So you get a lot of stuff like that. Right now, the closest thing I think we have are campuses, which you probably see a lot of it here in the Washington State, but they're all over the country, right? Campuses, they're not like college campuses, but work campuses. So there's going to be lots of opportunities there for people to make money down the road, and I think Nightcap is going to be part of that just a little bit here. See, and hey, Cape Cod, I think there could be a good chance. I think there is going to be a good chance for a Christmas rally here. It might pick up more in December. My concern really is just around the news that keeps coming out about the crypto market. And by that, I just mean FTX news, BlockFi news. What's next? That will hurt the market even more. For the stock market, yes, I do think there's a good opportunity for us to have that, because everybody is hoping for that 50 basis point rate hike instead of the 75. I think Jerome Powell will continue to be hawkish, but I do think that people are going to be like, oh, wow, we're getting towards the end of this. That means I could start buying. And then we're going to have that huge mental fight between ourselves to say, hey, are we going to be, am I bullish because interest rates are going to be slowing down? Let me just say that again. Am I bullish because interest rates are going to be slowing down? Or am I bearish because I see interest rates are still hitting the economy, and it's going to make the economy so bad that earnings reports are going to be horrible, guidance is going to be horrible, and then I want to buy that low, right? So I do think there's a chance for a Christmas rally, but you have to be picky about what you're choosing. So what was something that just crashed over the last few days? Oh, I forget what it was. If you can find something that's pretty oversold, that's what I'd be like to buying. Oversold, but a great company. They just missed, they have a poor guidance or something like that. That's really what I'd be wanting to hold right now. Not necessarily something that's been doing good the whole time. Like something that's been going sideways the whole time. Like, an Apple or a Zom, like over the past few months, been going sideways here with higher oil prices. I want to go to something that's kind of crashed, like a Netflix, like we just talked to you guys about, or an Amazon that just had a big move down over the past few weeks, like down 20%, right? That's what I've been buying up, anticipating that, hey, I bought Amazon around $95, $96. In Christmas time, I might be able to sell it for $105 or something like that, and I would like to take that 10% or 9, 8%, whatever that move would be. I would be happy taking that, although in my mind, it's more of a long-term position than a short-term position. But yeah, I think you're just going to be picky about what you choose. Positive cash flow, positive cash flow, positive cash flow. Find a company that's making money, and it should do fine. See, and hey, GT, do I have to earn so many of a certain stock to receive a dividend for the ones that do pay? No. I mean, maybe there's some rule about it for certain stocks, but the thing is, I don't believe so personally. I've never actually looked into like a minimum. I've never had to deal with such a thing. Okay, what are you doing? But you have to realize that if you only buy one stock or one share, the size of that dividend isn't going to really be that much. So let's say you own one Pioneer, you might only get like $1 for that one share that probably costs like $100, right? But if you own like $1,000, but then you're getting like $10 of dividends, then you kind of adds on, you reinvest that 10 in there, over and over and over again. So don't worry too much about the dividends if you're not going to be making a bunch of money off of them. I do think if you're thinking more long term for like years and stuff, start off with one share if you want to and see how it feels to get the dividends over and over again, reinvest those dividends again and again and again. That's the way I look at it. I'm not buying thousands of shares of this stuff like, some of these larger companies are. I'm just owning, a couple $1,000s worth of PXD, and that'll bring me in a few bucks, and I'll use that money to reinvest and kind of grow that portfolio over time. Because, I was going to hold it anyway. This just means I'm going to hold it and make money off of it, which I really do like. Let's see. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, I'm not spelling this stuff right. That's okay. Okay, so let's go over here and let's go over to one of the things I own, one of my favorites. There we go. Just talked about it a few seconds ago. Pioneer Natural Energy, but it has a 10.16 dividend, okay? And the share price right now is at about 256. 256. Number of shares, let's just say I own 10, right? And then holding period, let's just do 1 year. I'm just going to be holding this for 1 year. Dividend yield is going to be around, let's get this other one, the 10.16. All right, 10.6. Quarterly is when they're given out. Annual contribution, we'll worry about that in a few seconds ago. Dividend tax rate, I don't know what the dividend tax rate here is. We'll just leave it at, I don't think I make enough for a dividend tax rate, actually, off of this one. This is my retirement account, but we'll see. Everything increase 0. Expected annual share price increase, maybe 5. I don't know with the way oil prices are going. With drip, so no, let's do it without drip. It's just dividend reinvestment plan. Let's just say I'm not going to reinvest them. So, annual dividend income is going to be about $268, right? And that's before taxes. So, that's all. I'm spending about $2,530 of my money in there. And I'll walk away with $268. That's how it kind of feels, okay? Now, if you keep on buying this over time, right? So let's say that down the road, after a couple years of savings, or maybe I just feel like, oh, wow, this is good. I want to save even more. Maybe I built up around 50, and that's around, 500. That's around $126,000. Pretty big investment. So actually, let's just go over here to, what was I doing before? 10? No, 50. Yeah, 50. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking weird. 50, now instead of $268 a month or a year, I'm making $1,300 a year. $1,300 isn't bad, right? And then you're doing this, maybe another 12,000, another currency, another 12,000 here, another 12,000 here. You can see how it kind of adds up. And so if you divide that by 1,300 by, what was that? 12. So 1,300 divided by 12. On average, that's like $100 a month. If I just, have about $50,000 in some good high yield positions, it doesn't have to be, doesn't even have to be oil. It can just be a good solid company that has good dividends. So let's go to let's go over here to dividend yield. Let's go to let's go above 5. Let's go above 10 just because we want to be picky for this one. Market cap, let's do above large. All right. USA. PXD's up here, yeah. Paramount. Okay, let's go Paramount. Paramount has a 20% dividend, but the price is lower, so you're not going to be making as much dividend, which is why it's so high here. My gosh, what the heck happened to them? Maybe not the best one in the long, actually. But you could put this money in other places. You could still make pretty good dividends off of it. I think around 5% is a really solid dividend price, anywhere between 3 and 5. Although you will get a lot around 7, 8, which I think are pretty good as well. I'd start with around 5 to 7, I guess. Work your way down a little bit. But you want a solid company, not a solid dividend. You want a solid company, not a solid dividend amount, okay? Solid company. This isn't the right chart. There we go. But yeah, I would get started on dividends sooner rather than later. It takes a while But man, just having a dividend check is awesome. I mean, like really, it's just like money for holding long-term money. Now, if it's in a private investment account like your own, you'll get the dividend sent to you, usually within a check. Okay. If it's your retirement account, it'll be kind of put in your retirement account, and then you can reinvest that money somewhere else. Okay, within your retirement portfolio. Excuse me. But I think that if you guys are just trying to make money or just have extra income, passive income, do dividend investing. It does take money to make money, and it does take a while to build up that money. But if you put in only the amount of money you need, what's the easier for this? If you just build it into your savings plan of just like, hey, 5% of my income goes to dividend plays, and I can split up those dividend plays however I want to. It can be a Robinhood, whatever app you guys want to. I want to put it at. You guys will literally just have slowly building up that dividend play. So every quarter, you get some money, you reinvest it, you reinvest. Then, like 5-10 years later, you can really start taking advantage and just say, hey, I'm not going to reinvest those dividends. Now I'm just going to be using them for myself. And depending on how much money you put in there, you can stop reinvesting them sooner rather than later. But I'd rather people just keep the money in there until they figure like, hey, wow, I'm making like $1,000 a month off of dividends. Now I don't really want to reinvest my money. I'll just use $1,000 to put it down towards now I'm going to start using that to save up for something larger, whatever it may be. $1,000 can does a lot. Maybe not in the future because with inflation, but it does a lot. it can help out a lot of people. See. And hey, Larry, ASML makes all the chip machines. It is the key to the metaverse and all technology investment. Yes, I am. And here, let me actually show you something here. I don't know why I don't see. I haven't had to look at them in a while, though. There you go. No. Which one? Am I thinking about the same one? You are AS. Yeah, okay, there we go. This it? Yeah, okay. No, this is, I don't know if this is the one I'm thinking about here. No, it is. Okay, sorry. I always forget about the name of the country name. Where is it at? Oh, okay, the website's changed. I haven't looked at this website in like a year or so. No. No. They have one thing that's really, really cool here. I don't know how to describe it without actually reading it, which kind of sucks because I'm not a chip expert. No. Okay. I got to figure out what it is. But yeah, basically they're a good company to be invested in. They need to do a split though. I don't really have many shares because the prices are so expensive. And when I bought this, it was a while ago. I bought it up here and I bought some over here a while ago. But this is like COVID time. It's fallen down a lot, mostly because of the Taiwanese semiconductor issues. Like Taiwanese Semiconductor is a big partner of theirs. If they lose that, they lose a lot of the revenue. That's the problem here. Monthly though, you can see it's been doing fine. This is 2014. It was at 100. It's giving up a lot of those gains. I'm forgetting the name of the company. There's a few of them. There's a company I'm invested in more than this, but they sell to these guys. And it's a software company. I'm not gonna be able to figure it out. But yeah, it's worth holding in my opinion, but it's not something I have. Okay, it can be assumed like you have a lot of money invested, but it's not like you have a lot of shares, I guess you would say. And hey, Cape Cod, you think Facebook is a dinosaur? It is a dinosaur. It is. Their algorithm has been getting a lot better, though. A lot better. I've noticed the changes after I kind of peeked back on it for a while over the past few weeks. Their problem right now is Twitter. Twitter is becoming the place to be for certain communities that want like crypto. All the news this week about crypto, or the last few weeks with crypto and FTX, it was breaking on Twitter way before it even broke anywhere on like legacy media, the old media systems. Way different. And now with so let's see. How do you make a Elon? How do you make a small fortune social media start with a large one? Elon Musk right now is like just doing a complete overhaul of Twitter, and it's absolutely insane right now. He started by firing a bunch of workers and giving them like a 3 months pay or something like that weren't really hard workers. And then now he's getting rid of workers who don't want to work hard, right? Because he's used to, I'm assuming, some of these like really aggressive engineers that work at SpaceX and Tesla, that they've built some really incredible products, and I'm assuming he's found a pattern of like the types of people that do very well working underneath him and his companies. And so like he's trying to get as many people to leave Twitter as possible. But he's getting a lot of hate from people on the left because he's endorsed Republicans, I think, during this election, or just said like, you should vote for Republicans, whatever his tweet said. But right now on the right hand side, you see RIP Twitter. Everybody wants Twitter to fall. But like at the same time, I don't know how to explain it. All the Twitter hate, all the Elon Musk hate, all it's doing is making Twitter more popular. And it's the craziest thing I've ever seen, that people don't realize that by hating on Elon or hating on Twitter, they're hating on Twitter on Twitter. You don't really see people making fun of Facebook on Facebook. They just stop using Facebook, so Facebook doesn't make the advertising dollars it once was. It's a very weird thing. The good thing about Twitter, though, is you're not a shareholder anymore, so nobody owns shares of Twitter. It's a private company now. But there's a lot of random stuff going on right now. I wish I could be invested in this. I really want to see how it does. Goodbye Twitter. Remember, like they just said this like 2 weeks ago. Goodbye Twitter. Twitter is gone forever, and people are trying to get more clout these days, which is absolutely insane. Like what do you call Twitter's about to shut down. They were saying all this stuff over and over again. Now I don't know what the future of Twitter entails. I'm kind of putting a lot of faith in Elon Musk here, but it just seems so crazy that how many more people are using Twitter than that weren't using it just a few weeks ago after he bought it. Thoughts on Cardano? Short-term bullish, medium-term a little bit more bearish on it. And hey, HR, I did shave my face. My barber is on maternity leave because she got a new puppy. And I got tired of waiting for her to shave my beard. And so I just shaved everything off. And then later on, guys, I feel weird having this like long hair now with no beard. I'm going to be trimming my hair down really short on top. But that's going to be once my beard comes back in a little bit. And yeah, so you'll see me with short hair and a normal sized beard again. And hey, Ken, Elon likes the ADHD crowd. Tesla was packed full of them when I was there. That makes sense. And hey, Bideford, any news on BitGet? I haven't heard any news on BitGet for a while. They're not facing any liquidity issues, but I don't see them getting back into the American market anytime soon. Because I have not heard any new news. I've asked, and they said, hey, they're still working on it. But that just means they're trying to figure out how to deal with regulators. That's all I hear when I hear stuff like that. But no, I haven't heard any new news as far as BitGet's been concerned. It's all been the same. Hey, we're working on it. We're trying to figure out a deal with U.S. regulators, yada, yada, yada. Because, if it comes down to it, what they're probably going to do is go with the Binance model, the FTX model, which is say, hey, we have a large corporate guy up here that's everywhere else in the world, and then we just have a special one for the United States, like a Binance US here, right? So I think that's where they might be going, but I think that they don't want to go down that route if they don't have to, because that involves going through a whole other process, if that makes sense, right? There we go. We got Bitcoin having a nice little skyrocketing moment here. But yeah, so that's all I know about BitGet right now, but nothing like confirmed. And hey, Ruben, happy to see you back. Maternity leave or new puppy? What? Oh, it's like new puppy leave. It's new puppy leave, whatever. Like she got a new puppy, so she's taken like a few weeks off of work. Uh, let's see. Yeah. And hey, Larry. SHECY Shinetsu makes over 60% of all of chip silicone and almost all the silicone it makes up. I own the entire. I like to own this entire supply chain. They're allied with Toyota, Sony, and chip making industry now. I didn't know. I don't remember them being part of Toyota, but I believe you. I do know there was Sony because I get Sony TVs every now and again. I honestly haven't looked at it in a long. I'm talking about like before 2020 is the last time I even think I even looked at that stock. I would still say it's fine to own. There's nothing wrong with it. I just kind of want to see a cheaper price on it. The multiple's too high. That friend speeds up. I should have sold a meme making me laugh from Friday. It's right here. I don't know what do you call it, but sorry, my brain's all over the place right now. But yeah, Twitter's absolutely gone crazy, but I like that. I mean, there's so much fun stuff being talked about. Like, and it's not all politics. It's not all like, hating on Elon. I mean, people are in their bubbles, of course. But if I go over to Explore, it's probably going to be about this. For you, 44 billion, rip Twitter. Apparently, Twitter. I follow a lot of Twitter stuff, as you guys know. Without Twitter, butts, good riddance. Right? Damn Twitter, Discord, Mastodon, Trump for 6, Titanic. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff going on right now. But if I go over here to trending. Oh, this is trending. So I thought it was on my For You page. No, it is. Oh, sorry. Okay. Rip Twitter. Oh, so it's not even. Oh, wow. Nobody must be caring about this NFL game. Normally, NFL games take center stage. Or is the game over? No, people just don't care about. Hold on a second here. Did the game just start or something? Oh, maybe the game is just now starting. Okay, that kind of explains it. So, okay, here we go. Rip Twitter, Tumblr, Mastodon, MySpace, trending with Vine. Twitter owns Vine now, I think. Insta, but just Twitter HQ. I don't know. It seems like there's more to talk about than just what we were talking about before, right? Rip Twitter. I don't know. The average users on Twitter are just going up. The average daily users, excuse me. I don't know what's going on with Tumblr, but this might have something to do with Twitter. Let's see. People want to go to Tumblr. I've never used Tumblr. What is this? Mastodon? Let's see. Over 1 million people have joined Mastodon since October 27th. Between that and those who return to their old accounts, the number of active users has risen to over 1.6 million today, which for context is over 3 times what it was just 2 weeks ago. Oh, so people are trying to push their platforms on right now. Rick Wilson, he's a really pro-democratic guy. If Twitter shits the bed, I'm on Insta at the Rick Wilson. Crappy fallback, but we'll make it work until we figure something else out. See, they even say it's a crappy fallback, but what are you doing? He's tweeting. I really want to see how this works out. I have no idea what's going to happen with Twitter, but my gosh, it's just the most entertaining thing I've ever seen in a long time. I've never seen people so mad at an application they continue to use. And I've been using Twitter more often than not, but it's just kind of fun to watch it all play out. Halftime? Oh, that explains it. But still, I would like to see some other stuff working on there for NFL. But I guess Twitter is like just going all over the place right now. If AMC's going to pump tomorrow, we're never going to know how AMC pumps. It's all about what the whales decide. The whales decide what goes on and what doesn't. You can try to do a little bit of technicals off of it, but whales always decide the pump and the dumps. That's what makes those types of plays so risky. why people don't normally do pump and dumps, because you got to buy at the right time and sell at the right time, and usually buying at the right time is buying when just it's very, very boring, and then selling when it gets really, really exciting all of a sudden, because then you can scale out very, very easily. And I think it's tried to pump up a few times, but I think that it's been halted, and that halt have is really like stopping the process here. If it wasn't going to be halted, I'm pretty sure it'd pop up really, 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 really well. But just be careful if you're going into AMC. But okay, everybody, I'm gonna call it a night right now. I'm gonna go give Loki some dinner and take him out to use the bathroom. He's been big baby all morning, or all day, I should say. There you go. But keep an eye on everything going out today, everybody. We know that Bitcoin has just broken out. We're going to have a golden cross here. I would like to see us at least get back up towards the $17,400 level, and then after that, probably closer to $18,000. That'd be my goal for the next few days. But just be very, very careful. It seems like the news just is not good whenever people talk about FTX. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. Apparently, there's supposed to be some crazy sex tape going out. But just be very, very careful with it, guys, okay? So I'll see you guys all tomorrow, and have a great, great rest of your day. Thanks.